Good morning. Today is half base Kislev. We are in the very special, potent days between Yud-Tes Kislev and Hanukkah. And it's time to see Niflaot, as we just mentioned. And the shiur should be the schus of Klal Yisrael, and especially the soldiers that are fighting for the protection of Am Yisrael, the healing of all those that are injured, or those that are sick, and those that are mourning, and immediate release for the kidnapped. It should happen today. It's a good day. Let us Hashem. So we are in Perek Yud Zayin, quite in the middle, I would say. The line starts, Beratzon hapashut hahiyu li. And first I would like to go over the Chazara questions that Leah prepared. And then I would like to study together with you, which it should be posted on our chat, the Ha'ara 3. No, Ha'ara 3. Kol ha'yitzur lo nikhad mimeka. And that would be in the Maimarim of the Alter Rebbe in Yanim. We'll learn a little piece from a Maimar of the Alter Rebbe explaining the whole thing of the whole inyan of the Kav and Chut. And we will focus on Adam Kadmon, B'ezras Hashem, which is connected to the Ratzon HaKadum that we are reflecting on. And let's first do the Chazara questions. Let's go to number 1. What kind of light is the Kav? That should be probably like two words, maybe, in the context of this discussion. Beginning of Yud Zayin.
That the Or Panimi?
Yes, very good. That the Reshis HaKav comes in a manner, in a principle of Or Panimi. And then it misagel, then it circulates. Number 2, describe what it meant by Igulim. How does it look? Let's do it together with 3. What is the outermost and the highest Igul, and what is the lowest? Yes, Ruchama, unmute yourself.
Yeah, HaMechubad is the outer one. That's comes from Keter. This is the most important one. That's going to bring all the world down to Shtalch, right? That's the first one.
Right. The first and the
Depends
more
how you look at it.
The outermost and the more all-encompassing Igul, yes, that would be the Keter. And as you go down, it will be an Igul within an Igul, until the inner one will be Malchus. Very good. And what another word you can replace Keter with?
Like will? Like Ratzon?
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you want to go deeper, so Pnimius Ratzon would be the Ratzon with the Tainug in it. Yeah?
That's right.
That's the Ratzon. The Ratzon is what motivates us to generate anything. Without
the Tainug is important.
Without that, we are still. Right. Diamond. Okay. So the Meshubach, the Meshubach of all, the best of all, the highest of all, the all-inclusive, is the outer Igul, and the Pnimi, the inner Igul, in this case will be Hagaroa, will be the lowest, which is Malchus. And number 4, how is the system of Or Yashar different?
The other way.
The other way, explain.
Maybe someone else. It become more, the inner one, we become not less important, more hidden, and the other one become more important because now Hashem's not within himself, but with the Zulat. So it becomes the other way, right?
Very good. Now the Malchus is the outer eagle, is the all-encompassing eagle. Why? Because in Yosher, the focus is on Maaseh, on actualization.
Right.
And therefore the outer eagle will be Malchus in this case, and the inner eagle will be what motivates Malchus, which means the Keser. But Keser will be now concealed within Maaseh. Or if you want to be more detailed, Keser now will be concealed Keser will be the innermost eagle now, and will be concealed with it, which is, as Ruchama says, it's Ratzon, will be concealed within Seichel. Now, right? So when you want something, the Seichel rationalizes and brings it into the logical realm. So the eagle, or the pneumiest eagle, which is Ratzon, will be now covered with the eagle of intellect, and then the eagle of Midos, and then the outermost will be, you'll be more detailed, Machshava, Dibur, and Maaseh. Because the focus is Maaseh. So all the others are now being misalem within Maaseh. They are the motivating ones, for sure, but they are concealed. When you are, let's say, when you are going to buy a gift for a friend that you love so much, and you can tell me all kinds of logical reasons why. The main eagle is the eagle of Maaseh. You have to go to this and that store and get what you want. But within that, when I see you going there looking at the different options of items and paying the cashier, I don't see your love for that friend. All I see is Maaseh. That's the apparent eagle. Within that is concealed the eagle of Midos. Before that will be Dibur, Machshava, and then Midos, your feelings, and then, the Seichel, and then the Ratzon. We are focusing on the Ratzon HaKadum. We had the Ratzon HaMuchlat. The Ratzon HaMuchlat is the absolute will, divine will, is before the Tzimtzum. And by the mashal of a person, the Ratzon HaMuchlat would be as we said, like in the mashal of building or buying or building, even more suitable for as a mashal. Building a house is your innate desire to have a home, and to born and to have a home, and this home is very much about you. It's not so much about the house. It's all about you, not so much. It's all about you. It's about how you feel. It's about your style, about your preferences in terms of what style expresses who you are. So it's very much about you and about your innate desire to have a home that is exactly the home that you want to experience. That is exactly a reflection of your essence. That's the Ratzon HaMuchlat. Then comes the Tzimtzum, and then comes the Ratzon HaKadum, which is really Ratzon, we say, is Keser. It's Keser the Ach, the Adam Kadmon, which means it's now the Ratzon HaKadum is now when there is a decision to carry that wish out, to carry out that innate desire, that innate longing. It's called Ratzon Kadum. Why Ratzon Kadum? Because it's prior to everything that will follow. Now, if, says the Rebbe, you compare the two, the Ratzon Muchlat and the Ratzon Kadum, which means the Ratzon before the Tzimtzum and the Ratzon after the Tzimtzum, says the Rebbe, the Ratzon Muchlat is really the Ratzon itself, the essence of the Ratzon. The Ratzon is Hashem in relation to himself, and the Ratzon HaKadum is called only Pashtus HaRatzon, only the manifestation, the extension, how it comes about, this Pashtus of the Ratzon. So in comparison, the Ratzon HaKadum is way more already further ahead than the Ratzon HaMuchlat. However, says the Rebbe, if you are now looking at the Ratzon HaKadum itself, the Ratzon HaKadum, which is the Keter of the Holy Shtalshelus, after the Tzimtzum, everything there is still Behelem, and not Begilui Klal. Everything there is still in concealed way. It's not actualized yet. It's still within Or and Sof, how it shows up within Or and Sof. And the Rebbe describes it as what happens there is the switch between the innate desire for chesed. Let's say if somebody wants to do chesed. So we learn in Perek Yud of Shaar Hayichud how we have the Sefirot as one with Or and Sof, in the level of Yachid. There is an innate desire for chesed which is part of the self, part of the essence. But the Tzimtzum represents the switch between the potential innate ability to manifest or to express anything, including chesed or malchus or anything, and the decision, the resolvement to carry it out. כך יהיה בפועל ממש. So immediately when it comes up, let's say by a person, in a person's mind, in the person's will, in the person's conscious mind, conscious will, as the Rebbe calls it here, מיד שעולה במחשבה זו שיהיה הכל, that everything should come about, should be fulfilled. This is called מחשבה ורצון קדום. This is called the original ratzon and thought that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus and all the sub-wills and desires that in the mashal of building a house a person will have, as he will be thinking how to carry it all out. He will think how he should want to go to the bank and find out how much money he has, and he thinks of how he should want to speak to an architect and design the house, and he should think of many other things. So this Ratzon Kadum includes all the following detailed Ratzonos that will follow. But on the level of Ratzon Kadum, it is all, the Rebbe says, Be'atzmo. It's all still within himself, Bilti Hisgalus Lachutz. It's not yet revealed to the outside, like the Sefirot are still part of Or and Sof. And really the Gilui will begin only in Atzilus. There the Sefirot are revealed. But before that, everything is Be'atzmo. But Mimeno Nasa Kol Achar Kach. From it, everything else evolves. Ki hu amar b'machshava kduma vayehi. And it's called Chayei Kol HaOlamim. And it's from Mirosh the Ak, from the head of Adam Kadmon, Ad Ekev Ak, till the heel of Adam Kadmon, which means Adam Kadmon means the primordial man, the way it's envisioned, the way Seder Ishtalshelus is envisioned in the divine mind, Ad Ekev Ak, until the heels of Ak, which is what? Besof Asiya, at the bottom of Asiya. This primordial thought includes all the worlds with all their beings and all their creations. Vahainu, now I'm at the end of the line that we learned together, starting with Kol HaOlamim, page Kuf Chaf Beis. At the end of the line, last five words, Vahainu, Kol HaYitzur Lo Nichad Kolu. As we say on the davening of Rosh Hashanah, there is no creature or creation that is missed by you, or unseen by you. Yes, Rochama.
So, because you mentioned Tanuk, that the Tanuk also mitzamtzem with the light, or it stays?
It definitely is part of that Ratzon. Ratzon and Tanuk, as we learn in Samach Vav,
potential, right?
As we are learning in Samach Vav, Ratzon and Tanuk are operating together, right?
Right, so then it's going to feel very dim. So, and Masiya, then we don't, okay.
But there will always be Pnimius HaKeser and Chitonius HaKeser.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
So, everything, the entire, every little tiny last detail came up, was included in that original thought. And even more so, especially the last stage of the entire evolvement of Seder Ishtalshelus, and not only in levels, but also in time, which means Besof HaElef HaShvi, at the end, the entire vision of all generations, not only levels, but all Seder Ishtalshelus regarding time, which means all the evolvement of the generations until the end of the 7th millennium of the world. Everything came up in this primordial divine thought, as it's taught in other places. And then we went to some Kabbalah, which we'll come back to after the footnote number 3, which is the Ma'amare Admor HaZaken, the Ma'amarim from the Alter Rebbe Inyanim, page Shin Ayin Dalet. And now we will focus a little bit about this Adam Kadmon, the primordial man, and the Ratzon HaKadum. Ume'ata, so we are in the middle of the Ma'amar of the Alter Rebbe, but the Kav Nechut. But now, Tzarech Lavin Inyan HaGimel. We need to understand the third Inyan in the evolvement of the Kav and the Chut out of the Reshimu, and that is Bchinas Adam, the principle of Adam. The word Bchina could be a principle, could be an aspect or level, but here more principle, I would say. Why it's called Umahu Bchinas Adam Kadmon? What is Adam altogether, and what is Adam Kadmon, the primordial man? So we can understand it, we should understand it from the metaphor of the human psychology. That my own flesh I can witness Elokus. Shehu koach hakadum lechol hakochos. This is a soul power that comes before all other powers. V'nichlal bo mireshis ha'ishtalshelus ad sof ha'ishtalshelus. It's a primordial power and potential that includes all other potentials and other powers, and everything from the beginning of Ishtalshelus until the end of Ishtalshelus is included in this primordial potential. כוח הקדום לכל הכוחות. כמו שכתוב בעץ חיים, as it says in עץ חיים of the Arizal, דרגלי אק מגיעים עד סוף העשייה, the ג' פרקים. That the feet of Adam Kadmon reach until the end of Asiya of the 3 prakim. The 3 prakim are the parts, like prakim of the hand, prakim from joint to joint is a parent. The 3 parts. So the end of the 3 prakim could be Nehi, Netzach Od Yesod, is the last prakim of Seder Ishtalshelus, of the Seder Ishtalshelus of Sfiros, and in the world it could be the 3 parts of Biyah, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiya, and this is by the end of Asiya. V'nikra, so this primordial Ratzon includes all the way down to the bottom of Asiya. V'nikra Ratzon HaKadum, it's called the primordial will. Umachshava hakduma, sometimes you'll see that it's called machshava hakduma, the primordial thought. So machshava sometimes could mean will. V'hakol echad, everything here is one, is the same. V'hine, so what does it mean? Ki yesh beis pchinos ratzon. There are 2 aspects of ratzon. האחד הוא רצון הנגלה, והפירוש כמו למה נקראת שמה הארץ, שרצתה, וכמו מרוץ הנהר, שנמשך ממקום למקום. So, the Rebbe says, there is a first aspect of Ratzon, which is the revealed Ratzon. Remember last time we spoke, I think it was in this year, the Ratzon is connected, of course, with the skull. But most of the skull is covered. Skull is the Ratzon. But most of the skull is covered with hair. So most of the skull is not revealed. The only part of the skull that is revealed is your metach, the mitzcha in Aramaic, your forehead. That's representing the Ratzon Galui, the Ratzon Hanigle, the revealed Ratzon. And this is what it means, why Eretz is called Eretz, why the earth is called Eretz, because Rasta la'asot Ratzon Kona, because she wanted, or she also is running to do the will of her master. That the Eretz is battled to the will of the Creator. So, if Ratzon means a will, a desire, but also means merutzat hanahar, larutz means to flow, to run from one place to the other. And Ratzon, psychologically, zeu inyan hamshachas hanefesh ledavar prati. It's how the nefesh is drawn to a specific thing. That's the Ratzon. How the nefesh is drawn and attracted towards something. It wants something, it means it directs itself towards something else. And moves and projects itself and moves towards something else. That's the Ratzon. The Ratzon is very much like the nefesh itself in movement towards or in relation to something else. That's the first level of Ratzon, which is the more outer aspect of Ratzon. והבייס הוא רצון הקדום לכל הרצונות. Preceding that, there is the other aspect, the inner aspect of Ratzon, which is the Ratzon that precedes all other wills. The initial, original desire. וממנו הוא שנתהווה לכל הרצונות. And from that original desire to have a home that will be a reflection of my style, my personality, my innermost being, eventually that will reflect in a vision that will come up in my mind when I decide to carry it out, that will envision a house that will reflect all that. And that will be the origin from which or from where all other desires and wills will come up, to that on the path of carrying it all out and actualizing it. Vehu kadum, and that's the primordial one, that's the first one. Uvo nichlelu kol, that's the original one. Uvo nichlelu kol ha'ishtalshelus mireshis ve'ad achris chulu. And in it is included the entire evolvement of ishtalshelus, of whatever will happen from beginning to end. In space, in time, in levels, everything. In actualization. Chulu. Umibsari yechazeh. And I can see from the human experience, כמו מי שצריך לבנות בניין, like someone, as example of someone who needs to build a building, a house, הנה כשהוא רוצה, אז הוא נמשך הנפש ממש. When a person wants, then the nefesh is mamash drawn to be invested into this process. וקודם זה צריך להיות בחינת ההסכם וההחלט שנסכם ונחלט אצלו, but before that, before everything begins, there has to be that beginning point, which is the resolving and the decision that it was resolved and decided within himself שצריך לרצות, that he should want to have this house, that he should want to carry it out. That's like the kesser, like he should want, the kesser of that, I should want. It's also the kesser for the kesser. I should want to have this ishtalshelus, if I want it all to materialize. I should want to have an actual house that will reflect all that. אבל אינו רוצה עדיין, but the Rebbe now becomes these focuses and let us see through a magnifying glass how it all looks like. That it's not when a person from an innate theoretical desire before the tzimtzum to a process, to being invested or beginning to be invested in a process of actualizing that innate longing, this too happens gradually. At first, there is a resolution, this innate decision, an inner decision, that I should want this house. And the Rebbe says that at that point, the Rebbe says, the person doesn't want yet the house. He just knows that he needs to want the house. He needs to, if he wants that, he needs to want the house. Now he is at the point that I need to want this house. The next stage will be actually wanting the house. But the first is the recognition and the awareness. I need to want this house. I should want this house. אבל אינו רוצה עדיין. But he doesn't want it yet. It's like a keser for a keser. Which means it's a want, it's a wish to want. ובזה יש עוד בחינה או מדרגה אחרת. And in this, there is the following stage. The next מדרגה, the next level, שכשהוא מחשב ועושה הסכם. When a person now thinks about it, and he makes a decision that he should and he will engage himself in the process of actualizing this vision, אז כל הבחינות ומתחילה ועד הסוף, then all aspects from beginning to end. מחשב איך שיהיה לו רצון. He is now מחשב. He is like planning. He is thinking, and he is מחשב, calculating, so to speak. He is calculating from beginning to end how he will have a raton for each stage. I will need to want to go to the bank. I will need to want to hire an architect. I will need to want to speak to the engineer. I will need to go to Home Depot. I will need to choose tires. I will need to want. It's not even the action yet. I will need to want to do this. I will have to want to do that. These are all ksarim. These are all רצונות. sub-רצונות. ואיך שיהיה לו אחר כך, ואז זאת בחושב איך שיהיה לו רצון. So the person now, when he is envisioning the whole השתלשלות of this vision, he is now envisioning in his mind the whole השתלשלות, meaning how he first will have a רצון, a desire, a will. ואיך שיהיה לו אחר כך שכל. And then how it will be followed by sechel, which means he will have to bring all this down into the logical realm of what makes sense and what doesn't make sense and how to go about it. Sechel, he will have to malbish this raton in sechel. V'chol, yak igul within igul. V'chol ma shena'asa achar kach. And he will have to envision everything that will have to evolve and follow later on. Kol hapirtei pratiyut. All the details of details. Ukmochenu lemala. So too is in godliness. שכשעלה ברצונו הפשוט להאציל, when it came in Hashem's will, in Hashem's plain will, להאציל, to emanate worlds, והוא הרצון הפשוט, which is the רצון הפשוט, הרצון קדום. We are talking about not the רצון הפשוט before the tzimtzum. We are talking about the רצון הפשוט after the tzimtzum. פשוט means it's not yet details. There are no details yet at all. So it's after the tzimtzum. ברצונו הפשוט להאציל. Now Hashem wants to emanate worlds, spheros and worlds. הרצון קדום, this is a primordial רצון that precedes the entire סדר השתלשלות, שהוא אצל עצמותו אינו עדיין בבחינת גילוי והמשך הפרטי. That this רצון קדום is like a point. After the tzimtzum, it's within himself, and it's not yet in the realm of revealed and actualized or manifesting in any specific way yet. It's like a point that includes everything else. והוא הנקרא אק. This is what is called Adam Kadmon. It is one vision that envisions everything, but there are no details. There are no detailed רצונות yet. It's just one igul that includes everything else. מחשבה קדומה. It's a primordial thought. ובו היה כל בחינת ההשתלשלות. And in it was then all aspects of השתלשלות, מרש כל דרגין עד בחינה אחרונה, from the head of all levels till the lowest, ad doimim שבעשייה, all the way down to the inanimate of the world of עשייה, רק שאינו בבחינת גילוי ממש. Everything is included there, but it's not revealed. It's not revealed, it's like in a point. והוא ממוצע. So now here is another perspective, how to look at Adam Kadmon and the רצון הקדום, which is like the Keser of Adam Kadmon. How to look at it. Here is a definition that the Alter Rebbe is offering us. ממוצע בין עצמוס הנפש ובין בחינת תענוג ורצון פרטי להיות שיהיה לו אחר כך בחינת תענוג. בחינת תענוג. Okay. let's say a little bit more, הוא תחילה על ידי מחשבה הקדומה, that begins with this מחשבה קדומה, with that, והוא ממוצע בין עצמות הנפש. It is a ממוצע, an intermediary, between עצמות הנפש, and the Rebbe says in what? It doesn't say in what, it means its manifestation, אבל אינו בבחינת עצמות, but it's not עצמות anymore. What is it? שהוא רשיס, ורשיס ההשתלשלות, because it's a beginning, at the beginning of השתלשלות. It's not עצמות anymore. So the Rebbe goes back and forth from the mashal to the nimshal, from the nimshal to the mashal. Basically, what the Rebbe is saying is that in the nimshal, Adam Kadmon is like a memutza between Atmos, which means Elokus before the Tzimtzum, and world. It's like a memutza, it's like an intermediary. It's not anymore Atmos, but it's not yet world, because nothing there is revealed and nothing there comes about yet. It's all like a nikuda, like a point, like a one vision. But on the other hand, it's a reshis already. It's a reshis of ishtalshelus. וכמוכן למעלה בחינת Adam Kadmon. And so to למעלה, the principle of Adam Kadmon, who ראש לכל ההשתלשלוס, is the head of all worlds, ובו בעצמו אינו שייך לומר בחינת ראש וסוף. But even though Adam Kadmon is the head and the beginning of all Ishtalshelus, in Adam Kadmon, I wanted to say Kadam Admon, Adam Kadmon, you don't find Rosh and Sof. Adam Kadmon is like a point. There is no beginning and end in Adam Kadmon. It's like a point, like an eagle. שהוא כולל כל ההשתלשלוס, because it includes the entire השתלשלוס בסקירה אחת, in one glance, in one vision. וממנו יוכל למצוא בחינת עתיק יומין. And from Adam Kadmon, now you can have you can come about Atik, which means Keser of Atzilus. Atik Yomi. The Keser of Atzilus. Vehu Memutza, and so first we have Atmos, then we have Tzimtzum, then we have Adam Kadmon, which is like a point, a Memutza, a one glance of the entire Seder Ishtalshelus, and one eagle, one point of the entire Seder Ishtalshelus. And then, from Adam Kadmon will evolve all detailed, subsequent, sub-resonance for all the stages of Seder Ishtalshelus, beginning with Atik Yomin, which is Keser of Atzilus. What means Keser of Atzilus? The desire to have Atzilus. The desire to emanate Atzilus. Who is who? Who means going back to Adam Kadmon. Adam Kadmon is memutza ben atmut ha'ein sof ha'pashut. Adam Kadmon is like a bridge, like a memutza, an intermediary between ha'ein sof, the ein sof in relation to himself, the infinite in relation to himself, meaning before the Tzimtzum. The Tzimtzum changes the direction from relating to himself to relating to worlds. But Adam Kadmon is a memutza between Atmos and Sof, how Hashem is in relation, the infinite is in relation to itself, Ha'en Sof HaPashut, and worlds. Who is who? Adam Kadmon is called Nanikra Adam de Bria. It is called Adam de Bria. So if we talk about the general world, as many times we explain that Hasidus teaches that you can view the Oilamos Biyah HaPratim, which are Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, the created worlds, and then there are Olamos Biyah HaKlalim, the general emanated worlds of Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. In that case, Adam Kadmon will be Bria HaKlalis, the general world of Bria, the emanated world of Bria. Then we have Keser, will be the general world of Yetzira, and Atzilus will be the general world of Asiya, the emanated, the Asiya Klalis. So Adam Kadmon is called Adam de Bria. Why? Why it's called Adam de Bria? Because like the Bria Pratis, like the created Bria under Atzilus, Adam Kadmon is called also Bria, relatively, Shu Bria Yesh Me'ayin. Because Adam Kadmon is a creation Yesh Me'ayin legabe Atmos Ein Sof. In relation to, in comparison to Atmos Ein Sof, to the infinite itself. So in relation to the infinite itself, Adam Kadmon, which is the point that includes the entire Seder Ishtalshelus, is already a Bria, is Yesh Me'ayin. אבל הוא קודם לכל ההשתלשלות. But it precedes all השתלשלות. והוא, and this Adam Kadmon, it is the חיות והחיזוק של כל הכוחות. Adam Kadmon, the vision, like psychologically, an example, is your self-esteem, your self-image. Your self-image and self-esteem is like the chayus and the chizuk of all your kochas. Is really that which generates, revitalizes all your talents and all your potentials and all your tools and all your doings and all your pursuits. שהכוחות בפני עצמם נשתלשל. Now, the kochos b'fnei atzmam nishtalshel. All the kochos, all the powers, all the spheros, everything, each one is evolved by itself. Like a person has all kinds of kochos. When you come from etzem nefesh to the way the nefesh is invested in the body, there is evolvement of all kinds of kochos, each one by itself. The koach of sechel, the koach of re'iyah, the koach of shmiyah, the koach of hiluk, the koach of digestion, all kinds of powers. אלא בת, שעל ידי מחשבה הקדומה הזאת, it is through this primordial divine thought, Adam Kadmon, הוא שמחזק אותם. That is reinforcing and vitalizing and energizing all the powers, and in this case all the spheros, the divine spheros, in their details. שיסגלו, that they should be revealed, כמו להתיינוג, like what Tainug does in our psychology. That the Tainug, the power of pleasure and anticipation of that, of the experience of that, vitalizes a lot of our pursuits. שהוא על ידי צמצום בהרחב בעצם הכוחות. So it's like the power of desire, the power of pleasure and desire, that it depends on that the expansion or the retraction of that power that will vitalize or devitalize all the other kochos. ועל ידי זה ממילא יהיה הריבוי והמיעוט בהסגלוס. And in depending on that, there will be more or less revelation of the different kochos, which means how much primordial, how much original desire do you have? And that will vitalize all your talents. It will vitalize your seichel, that now if you have a strong desire, and if you are connected with this desire, now your mind will become creative, and that will affect your midos, the way you personalize everything, and the way you apply everything, and that will affect the way you process it mentally with your thoughts, speech and action and everything will be vitalized by that original Ratzon Kadum, innate, primordial desire. וכנ"ל, והוא על ידי אותו החיות שנתגלה מעצמוס הנפש. And this is all done through that original chayos that was revealed, from, like Yesh Me'ayin, from Atmos HaNefesh. And Atmos HaNefesh is always hidden, how it feels like in Atmos HaNefesh, only Atmos HaNefesh knows. But what is revealed is a desire to have a house. וכמו שמבואר למעלה, שבאותו אור בחיוס אין בו שום מסחלקוס פרטים. And it is the way it is explained before, that in that original or v'chayus, in that original light, and in that original energy and vitality, ein bo shum ischalkos pratim. There is no division to details yet. Everything is included, but there is no division. Everything comes from there, but it's all like a point. V'chanu gam ken kanal, ein bo shum izgalus. And in this case as well, Adam Kadmon, there is no revelation of anything yet, aber mikol makom, yesh bo, next page, kol hakochos. It includes all powers, all talents, all spheros. מאחר שאינו בבחינת גילוי. Why it includes everything? But it is not in the manner of גילוי, it's a potential. And if it's potential, everything can be there. Nothing contradicts the other. Everything is included, fully included. וזהו גם כל היסור לא נפרד ממך. This is where the pasuk that the Mittler Rebbe is quoting in Shaar Hayichud in chapter Yud Zayin, that sent us to this footnote. The pasuk that we say on Rosh Hashanah, that Hashem remembers each and every creation, and Kol HaYetzur, every Yetzur, every creature, lo nichad mimecha, is not missed and is not overseen, is not missed and not seen by you, by Hashem. And specifically in Ak, nothing is missing in Ak. Sha'akol hu b'chinas Adam Kadmon behelem. Everything there in b'chinas Adam Kadmon, in a helem, in a potential way. Vezeu, and this is what we say in our davening, v'yeda kol pa'ul ki ata pe'alto. Zeu b'chinas. We say in davening, ki ata וידע כל פעול כי אתה פעלתו, וידע כל יצור כי אתה יצרתו, and then the same thing with the na'asa. So let's see. וידע כל פעול כי אתה פעלתו, זהו בחינת, starting מלמטה למעלה. וידע כל פעול כי אתה פעלתו, every פעול, פעל means the actualization of koyach. Poal means actualization, carried out, done. That's poal, min hakoach el hapoal, from the potential to actual. El ma'asiya is the world of actualization. So that's yeda kol paul. We are all the paulim of Hashem. We are the actions of Hashem. And each pa'ul, every creation in the world of Asiya, should know meaning, knowing in a manner of experiencing and attached to it and connect to it, ki ata pe'alto, that you actualized it, that you made it, you Hashem. Zeu b'chinas Adam de Asiya. This is Adam of Asiya. You can also consider that Atzilus. Atzilus is also Adam of Asiya. Aklalis. Ve'avin kol yetzur ki ata yetzarto. And then we say in davening that every yetzur, every formulated being, should know that you formulated it. You gave it a form. Hu b'chinas Adam de Yitzira. That's Adam of Yetzira. Yeda kol yetzur. Milshon tzura. A form. Ve'yomar Kol asher neshama be'apo, and then we go higher. From Asiya to Yetzira, now we go into Bria. What's Bria? Vayomar kol asher neshama be'apo. Anyone who has a neshama in his nose, means in his, anybody who has breath left in him, should say, neshama, first of all, neshama corresponds to Ach. Neshama corresponds to Bria. Why? Asiya corresponds to Nefesh. Yetzira corresponds to Ruach. And Bria corresponds to Neshama. And so to action, speech, and thought. The Levushim. So, Yeda, Yomar, Kol Asher Neshama Be'apo, Neshama is in of Bria. Hu B'chinas Ak, that's Adam Kadmon. So we're talking about Yasiya, Yetzira, and Bria Haklali. Asiya Haklali is Atzilus. Keser Haklali is Atik and Arich. And then Adam Kadmon is Bria, which is Yetzira Haklalis. And then Bria Haklalis is Adam Kadmon. So, V'yomar kol asher neshama ba'apo, neshama hu b'chinas Adam Kadmon, Hashem Elokei Israel will recognize and see the God of Israel, shelegabe atmos nechsav Bria yesh me'ayin. That in comparison to Atmos, Adam Kadmon is considered yesh me'ayin, like a Bria. Taka is Bria de Klalus, which means it's Bria the way it's still part of Or and Sof. It's now Bria comes up, but it's the way it's still part of Or and Sof. That's Ak. ואחר כך נשתלשל בחינת אדם דיצירה, and then from Adam Kadmon נשתלשל, devolves בחינת אדם דיצירה. Adam דיצירה, what is Adam דיצירה? והוא בחינת עתיק יומין בערך אנפין, which is כסר. עתיק יומין פנימיוס הכסר, and חיצוניוס הכסר, ערך אנפין. That's Adam דיצירה, the יצירה הכללית. שהוא בחינת ההסגלוס התענוג. That in Adam Kadmon, nothing was misgale yet, but in Keser, now there is this galus aktainuk. Now there is the beginning, now there is this galus of the tainug in having atilus. Kanal v'mashal, she'achar kach nis'aneg mize. That following that, he is now having tainug. From the here, really, what the divine tainug is to have 10 spheros. That will be the divine tainug, to have atzilus, the tainug of having atzilus, and the tainug which creates the ratzon for atzilus. That's the pnimius and the chitzonius of the keser, atik yomin and arechanpin. Vehu kemo chomer v'tzura, and it's like matter and form, שהצורה מתגלה מה שבחומר, או כמו מחשבה בדיבור, like thought and speech, שבדיבור אין בו שום שינוי מצד עצמו, אלא מה שיש בו במחשבתו בהלם, הוא מה שמתגלה בדיבור לסולסוי. It's like יצירה versus בריאה, it's like דיבור versus thought. That in thought, in Dibur, nothing changes. But whatever was concealed in thought, now it is revealed through Dibur. That's how Keser is megale what is hidden in Ak. Kmochen kan. So too here, regarding Adam Kadmon, shekol ha'ishtalshelus hayasham, all the ishtalshelus is included in Adam Kadmon, rak shehem sham bibchinas helem etzel atzmuso. But everything there is in a concealed way in the essence of godliness, in godliness itself. It's still the way it's part of the way godliness envisions it, but it's still a selat smuso, it's in him. Uma shemizgale be'adam di'yitzira, and that which is now revealed in the next stage, which is Adam di'yitzira, which means Keser, Ein bo shum chidush, there's no chidush, nothing was changed here. Nothing new, רק שהוא מגלה מה שהיה בהלם. Only that it reveals what was hidden. Like the form reveals what was hidden in the matter. וכמו חומר בצורה. It's like matter and form. שהצורה יגלה מה שבחומר. That the form of something reveals what is in the matter. Matter alone is not enough. Matter is not, you will not see anything if you have matter alone. You need a form to reveal what is in the matter. וזהו קונה הכל. This is what we say in davening, קונה הכל. זוכר חסדי אבות וקונה הכל. שכל מה שהיה בבחינת אק, everything that, and you have to have it in mind, because מביא גואל לחסדי, how is the beginning of 18? לאבות ובני בנים. If everything that was in Ak, you have in mind, it all begins in Ak. When the beginning of 18, the first Bacha. שכל מה שהיה בבחינת אק מתגלה באדם דיצירה, is revealed in Adam דיצירה, והוא קונה ומוכר. Why is it קונה הכל in the beginning of 18? Because הוא קונה ומוכר. Adam דיצירה that gives a form to that which was hidden in אק, is קונה ומוכר, is like buying and selling, which means אותו החפץ שהיה בעצמו אצל המוכר, רק שאצל המוכר היה בבחינת הלם, ועכשיו הוא קונה מרשוס לרשוס, שיסגלה אצלו. That is like buying and selling. That first it was in the reshus, in the domain of the seller, and it was hidden, and now קונה, he acquired it, and now he drew it from the reshus of Ak to reshus of Yetzira, now it's revealed. וזהו, and this is also, so this is the relation between Adam Kadmon and Keser. That Keser reveals what is in a hidden way in Adam Kadmon. And this is also why Adam Kadmon is called Kore Hadoros Mirosh, that one that calls all generations ahead. Which means that Adam Kadmon is the vision that foresees all generations in time as well till the end. Mirosh, how originally envisions all generations. Kol Hadoros. What is spiritually Doros? Which means that which will be born from Adam Kadmon. Doros nikraim ha'eser sfiros. Doros, what will be born from Adam Kadmon, is 10 sfiros, which will be revealed in Atzilus. Vekoreh otam mirosh de Adam Kadmon, and Adam Kadmon calls them from the beginning. And koreh doesn't mean only to read or to foresee, it means also to call out, to bring out. Likro b'shem. When you call someone in his name, you are pulling and drawing the person to you. So likro, koreh kol hadorot, means to be a potential to that which will reveal, will be called out from potential to actualize, from hidden to be revealed. Shehu kemo koreh et chavero. Koreh kol hadorot is like Ak, is like someone who calls his friend שהיה בהלם אצלו, that was hidden, והוא קורא אותו שיבוא לכאן. And he was away, was hidden, and now he calls him that he should come here, should be revealed. ואחר כך, that Adam Kadmon, ואחר כך נשתלשל כל פרצופי האצילות. And after that, after Adam Ditzira, which means Keser, which means revealing the desire that was hidden in Adam Kadmon, now from there will be evolving all the constellations, the Parsufim, the faces of Atzilus. All the spheros and their interactions will now be revealed in Atzilus, which is the world of Asiya Haklalis, of the actualization, of the emanation of spheros. And the Parsufim will be Chabad, of course, and then Zun, Zachar, Nekeva, which means the Midos and Malchus. שהוא הכנסת האור בכלי. Before Atzilus, the or doesn't have a kli yet. Each or doesn't have its own keli yet. In Atzilus, each or gets its keli. And that means revelation. Ad kan is our footnote regarding Adam Kadmon. Then if those who want to are triggered and want to learn weiter what is the Alter Rebbe discussing, is asking mהו עניין בחילוק שבין אורס בכלים ובין אורס בלא כלים. What's the difference between Atzilus and higher than Atzilus? Atzilus, which means Oros Bekelim, and higher than Atzilus, which means Oros Shelo Bekelim. Okay, that's what we'll discuss next, but this is already further than the context of our Maimar in Shaar Hayichud, chapter Yud Zayin. And next time, Hashem will go back to learn Ois Yud Zayin in Shaar Hayichud. Any comments or questions?
I have a question, but it's just more general. You said, I think you said Adam Yetzirah is Kester?
Yes.
So what's with Adam the Bria? I mean, I don't understand the whole direction.
That's Ak. The same, Bria, Yetzirah, and Nasiya is a template. Take it as a template. It can apply in the created world, Bria, Yetzirah, Nasiya, Hapratim, under Atzilus. And it can apply to which means the created world, and the same pattern can apply to the emanated worlds. In that case, Atzilus will be Asiya HaKlalis, the world of Asiya HaKlalis, the general emanated Asiya, and Keser will be Yetzirah HaKlalis, it will include Arechan Pinenatik Yomin, and Adam Kadmon will be Bria HaKlalis. Why Bria? Because Adam Kadmon, in comparison to Or and Sof, is Yesh Me'ayin. Bria.
Thank you.
Rabbi Brisky, I believe it was him, was giving the talk in JLI, and I was listening to the talk, and it hit me that it really revealed how Kayach turns to Payal, like how that switch is made. And he gave a story that in 9/11 there was a gentleman on the 64th floor. There was also a woman who was disabled, and she depended on the elevators to get her up and down. So she obviously nothing was working, and they had to go through the stairwell. So her coworkers took her down 10 flights. They schlepped her, they carried her, but they couldn't. And then this man came along, and he put her on his shoulders, and he took her down, I think it was 20 or 30 floors, on his shoulders. Then the firemen came and they said, sir, we've got it. We'll take over from here. You run down and you can save your life. And he thought for a second and he said, no, I'll continue and I'm going to take her. And he carried her down to the bottom of the 64th, the lower level, wow. And he put her in an ambulance. So Rabbi Brisky was explaining that the man who started off at the top of the stairwell was not the same man that put the woman into the ambulance. At the top of the stairs, he was a man who had potential to be a great man. When the firemen offered to take the woman, there was a switch when he decided and he said, no, I will continue and I will take this woman to safety. The man that emerged from the building was a great man.
Which means he did not agree to be the more limited self that he could be. He wanted to be still the unlimited self that took on to rescue her no matter what, and right. No matter what it right. would take.
And so that was a switch from Kayach to Payal. So when we were talking about how that switch is made, I thought of that muscle and it brought it to life. This is how you see it happen in reality.
Right. So the switch was, very good. So the switch is, I wish I could save this woman to, and I wish I'm going to save this woman. That's the only thing that Adam Kadmon is. I decide to save this woman. How it will look like, what it will entail, how tired I will come, and how many floors, that's not there at all. It's not there yet. It's all coming from there. Everything will be energized and vitalized by that. But that thing is, I'm rescuing the woman. That's the vision. And when the fireman told him, I can take over, he decided to connect, to still be connected to his vision of him rescuing her. And that will be done. And that's it.
And maybe that was the point where we say, Kairei L'cham Hadairei, he was calling every part of his inner strength.
Yes.
He was calling every part of his kaya and his necessity, and he was calling all of those to him to help actualize that.
Excellent.
Ak is connected to Bria.
It's considered Bria Klalis. That's the first world, right?
Why are we skipping Atzilus?
We're not skipping. In this case, Atzilus will be before the Tzimtzum. Malchus of Ein Sof.
Malchus of Ein Sof.
We're not skipping Atzilus. If you're talking about Atzilus that you know, in that case, Atzilus will be Asiya HaKlalis. The world of Atzilus of the 10 spheres is the lowest of the emanated worlds. And it's called Asiya HaKlalis. We are Asiya HaPratis, and Atzilus is Asiya HaKlalis. Then comes Ketzer, which includes Arach and Atik. There's Yetzira HaKlalis. Then comes Adam Kadmon. There's Bria HaKlalis. Now you want to ask what's Atzilus HaKlalis? That's before the Tzimtzum. What is called in Shaar Hayichud Kadmon. Yachid, Echad, and Kadmon. Kadmon is Atzilus HaKlalis, one way to look at it, or the other ways. Before the Tzimtzum, in that case.
So the first part that we have after the Tzimtzum is Bria. Is Yetzira HaKlalis?
Yeah, it's like the parsa between Atzilus and Bia HaPratim, and the created Bia. There's a big parsa between, a division between Atzilus and Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. Atzilus is still one of the Olamot Ein Sof, is one with godliness. The spheres, they are one with godliness. It's still it's the lowest of the Olamot Ein Sof, but it's still Olam Ein Sof. In Atzilus, nothing feels outside of its source. We are the created world. We feel outside of our source, relatively. But in between, there is a big division, partition. And so too between Ak and Atzilus HaKlalis, which is rarely used like that terminology, but before the Tzimtzum creates a big switch. Between godliness and worlds. It's just a pattern. It's a template. Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. You can either apply it in the created world, and therefore Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, and on top of that there will be Atzilus. Or you can, the same template of Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, going Pilamata Lemaila, Asiya, Yetzira, and Bria, in the emanated world. In that case, Atzilus is the lowest of them. And therefore Atzilus will be Asiya. Asiya HaKlalis. Asiya of Ein Sof. In the Olamot Ein Sof. And then Ketzer will be Yetzira HaKlalis. And Adam Kadmon will be Bria HaKlalis. Then will be the Tzimtzum, that's the partition between Olamot and Elokus, so to speak. And then will be Atzilus, if you want to look at it like that. The emanated worlds are the way the spheres are still part of Ein Sof, of the Or Ein Sof. Within the envision between Or Ein Sof. Atzilus is the first time they are revealed as in not just as a vision, but actualized, each sphere fully revealed in a keli.